Thank you very much and welcome to our guests. As we know, the candidates involving the effective payments to the Forbes and Ryan Tuberty is at the centre, sparked very grave concerns for the staff and management and indeed the public out there. But I have a number of questions, and I know you were in a disciplinary process, as you stated, but why did you accept Ms Forbes' resignation when you knew that was curtains as regards her appearing here or getting to the bottom of this? So we've heard from the questions already. The assistant deputy CEO or DG wasn't aware of anything. I didn't ask anything. I would imagine you read yourself into a brief when you started and you'd try and find out what was your role and what kind of a gang you were, a board of people that you were with and what kind of policies. So why did you accept her resignation?
The resignation, I accepted it. She made it public at the same time as I was made aware of it.
Sorry?
She made it public the same time as I was made aware of it.
But you could have refused it. The board could have refused her.
Yeah, but
you're in the middle of a process. The process had barely started. You'd implied outside agents, I understand, for you to oversee that process. What value what did they cost you and what value were they to you? If this is what happened, the thing was just cut dead at the card.
Well, it was a decision that was taken. There was a process in train, as I said earlier, in terms of having invited her to participate with an intermediary earlier this week, and excuse me, it didn't appear that was going to happen, and yeah, that was the decision that was taken by the board.
That was another disastrous decision, in my opinion, because how are we going to get any answers? Either there was some radio up here and she exited it, and with all the evidence, this is shocking. And that's why I called yesterday for a guard investigation, and that's going to be needed at the outcome. No disrespect to any of you here today, but that's what's needed, because the public have lost all respect and fairness. You mentioned the 50-50-20, it's like something you have in the lotto or the loyalty bonds. Loyalty to whom? Loyalty to what? I mean, people out there were struggling and are struggling in the middle of the pandemic, which he overwhelmingly promoted and frightened a lot of people, but that's not for today. I had that with Ms Forbes here before. And why who lied to whom? Who he lied to?
Can I just say, Deputy, there's been no allegations of any criminal wrongdoing, okay? I just want to make that point.
I didn't say that. I said we need to get an investigation.
I'm just making that point, or allegations.
But your money is gone. All right. Public taxpayers' money. Why are we here? Please, now, you didn't interrupt anyone. I didn't accuse anyone. I'm asking
that's good.
I'm asking for the false squad. I did that yesterday, and I continue with that because nothing else. We're not going to get the answers here today.
Okay. And who's to respond? Who do you want to respond to your question?
Whoever likes to.
Adrian?
What is the question?
Question. Who are you lying to? Quite simple.
Who am I lying to?
The board. I mean, you've allowed this scenario to allow the Forbes in racing paradise out under the traps and gone with the wind to play. This is shocking, and you expect us to listen to this. He couldn't answer why he accepted her resignation. Like, I'm an employer myself, and I understand how difficult situations can be as regards disciplinary proceedings, but you don't allow someone cut him off at the umbilical cord just because it suits everyone. And that's what's happening. Who are you lying to?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Taxpayers, the government, the people who paid the licences. I'd love to see some of the licence fee payers who have been prosecuted and threatened imprisonment getting these kind of chances and having sweet deals and having a 50-50-20. It's just laughable. So, I mean, you have to come up with some answers, please. Who are you lying to? Who are you serving? Public service broadcasting, and you have ads out there, the truth and truth by heart. My goodness. And this going on, you telling me you joined the board yourself, assistant DGO, and you said you didn't know any of this. You just came in at a crevice and you went along with the system. We must remember, our representatives were getting 900,000 when I came into this house, when I asked questions in 2007, and like that was around 2010. So this culture is long practice, long existing practice. So as you probably knew when you joined the board of the culture, so you don't ask any questions. You just go around with is that what happens?
In terms, I mean, I think what's happened here, as I said, is a clear breach of corporate governance, lack of transparency, reputationally damaging. It's not related to RT's editorial output, not related to any of the staff who work in RTE.
But it doesn't deal with the culture. I mean, it's all grand now because you've been found out. And we're trying to elicit the answers, the committee here through the chair, and we can't get the answers. But the public are aghast, your staff, whom anytime I'm out there, I'm very well treated, lovely people, decent people, ordinary working people, working hard, late into the night, and giving that service. And to see this, it's unbelievable. I mean, Putin wouldn't get away with some of the tricks that you got away with. And I hate using that parallels, but this is Mattie McGrath, go back to Frank Hall. Goodness gracious. We've come a long way since then, but you must take the public for complete patsies and fools. And the poor people who are paying the taxes and paying their licence fees. And then you're here making the case for extra licence fees. While you crush any of the smaller TG Cameron, smaller, wonderful. And I also was here asking questions again here. Well, Miss Forbes was here with her comrade, her partner, I can't think of her name, was here, and there's no disrespect, I just can't think of it, when a female producer had contacted me and she'd been forced to resign at 65.
Deputy McGrath, can I ask you to stick to the topic?
I am, but this is the culture. And she was forced, and while male presenters were getting sweet deals to 70. And yet there was a court case, which I mentioned that day, was cost the state a lot of money, taxpayers, to defend the first case where you were found wrong and discriminated against female. And you talk about equality, lecture us day and night about equality. And that happened on some of your watches, not yours maybe. And it's happening, and it will continue happening because you can get away with it. This is what appears to me. So I'll ask again, who are you lied to? Who are we supposed to serve to?
Can I just ask one question? Who are we lying to about what?
Loyal to. Loyal.
Loyal to. Loyal.
Sorry,
Jesus.
I didn't accuse you of lying. Sorry.
Loyal. Well, the absolute number one relationship is with the audience. That is the primary thing, and that's what's been shattered here in terms of public trust, and that's what makes it so egregious.
But the questions have been asked about the top-up payments and who else was going to take on, and I want to mention the personality, who else is going to pay? We were told that back in 2010, that the presenters might move to BBC or elsewhere. You also were dealing with Mr. Kelly, and you were doing this payments to a British company. And I'm not being anti-British here, but Brexit, do they have any worry she dealing in that kind of a manner?
So my understanding is that the Barter company is based in the UK?
Oh, sorry, apologies. Yeah. All of the barter companies are based in the UK. There are no barter companies in Ireland.
None. Barter. Or we go back to the fair days and we had the barter and we'd make the deal and spit in the hand, so you have to go to England right now. This is a really very... But barter shouldn't be this. I mean, your public service accountable, you shouldn't have to have barter and private deals with companies to pay to guarantee someone that if the barter that the monies didn't stack up, the taxpayers would pick it up.
Well, one of our obligations under the Broadcasting Act is to maximise commercial revenue. We only take these campaigns when we have airtime that otherwise we would get zero money for. So it's less than 0.05% of our overall revenue, but we do take, there's not a large number of them, but we do take them because otherwise we would earn zero money for that particular airtime. So we only take these campaigns when we have available airtime. I'd also like to answer just one other question from my perspective about who we're loyal to from my perspective. And while public funding is obviously absolutely key, I just think it's worth saying that our commercial revenue is also hugely critical to everything that we do in RTE. And we have huge loyalty from our customers, both domestic and international. This is really, and we talk to them about trust all the time. We talk to them about how we deliver their campaigns and how they can trust us. So we have a job to rebuild there. But from my perspective, I'd like to add that we're also incredibly loyal to all of our customers.
To who?
Our customers.
That's your version of it. How does RTE plan to address the significant reputation damage caused by this scandal and rebuild the trust and commitment to transparency, integrity and accountability?
RT tend to address?
The reputational damage and caused by the scandal.
Yeah, I mean, as
You're bored.
Yes, from behalf of the board, what I can say is that we are committed to building up the trust again. This has caused untold damage to the organisation. There's a new Director General starting on the 10th of July, Kevin Backhurst, and we have obviously had discussions about this. We've identified a lot of the weaknesses in relation to how this could have happened, the weaknesses in governance, and we're setting about addressing those, some of which we've already addressed and implemented changes in relation to. So we'll be communicating that as well. The government is doing its own review as well, and obviously we're going to cooperate with that. We've started that process already. So things in relation to the payments around barter and all that sort of thing, all of that process is now tightened up and is completely under the control of finance.
Okay, thanks for that. But look, I mean, I don't have faith in your board because, as I said, you accepted the resignation of Ms. Forbes in the middle of this hurricane that was blown up, and you're all the time advertising this hurricane, storms red and that's red and orange and orange and red. This was must have had red flags for you, and surely to God, the confidence he was in the board and the executive board to have it when that resignation was tendered, not to accept it, or to question it and discuss it, and get the answers. Allow us to get the answers, the public to get the answers, the rest of the media to get the answers, and the taxpayers, and as I said, the licence fee payers. That was a major fundamental out-the-gap job as far as I'm concerned, major cover-up, and that'd be grand. She'd take the hit, and we'll be all fine. So that doesn't...
Deputy McGrath, I have to say, you have to conclude because we've gone way over the
Okay,
time.
I appreciate that. I mean, that's my summing up, that I have no faith in what you're telling us.
Okay, and just to make clear that that's your own
Of course it is.
views,
Excuse me,
not
you
the
don't
views
have
of
to
the
guide me
committee.
down, please,
And
Chair.
we
I'm
will
saying
get to
myself.
that point where we will
I'm a member,
have a
I'm a
private
duly elected
session and
member
we
of the
will
committee,
come.
please.
Can I speak?
Sorry?
Can I speak?
Of course.
We will have a private session at the end of this and articulate the views of the committee concluding this hearing today. I just want to make that point that
with
they're
due
your
respect-
own personal views.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
They
I
are
have
my
to move
personal
on.
views, and I have no faith
Senator
in
Maria Sherlock.
this cabal here to tell us the truth.
Maria Sherlock. Thank you.